Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's ALISHA and I post a bunch of lifestyle, vlogs, day in the life content, and I also post a lot of social media growth on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube specifically, and all of the platforms and how I've grown as a micro-influencer in the lifestyle niche. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can find, choose, and implement certain hashtags for all platforms. I'm going to be going over every single platform: Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, and Like to Know It, or the LTK app. I'm going to deep dive into each one of those. I'm going to also show you guys how I keep extremely organized and have everything ready so I can post and get these hashtags up and ready. That way it doesn't take up a lot of my time and I can get more content up. So let's dive right into it. So the first one that I'm going to deep dive into is probably the most popular one and maybe why you're here, and that is Instagram hashtags. So I'm going to go over my Instagram hashtag strategy, what I have found that works great for me, and other people I know have had growth doing this as well. So I'm sure you guys have already heard that Instagram announced that you should be doing 5 to 8 hashtags on every post and on your reels as well, which everyone should be posting reels. And if you need more advice, I actually posted a whole social media strategy, so you can check that out. But this one specifically, hashtags. So a lot of people have actually been having a lot of luck posting with 20 to 30 hashtags still. So I would do a little test and see which one works best for you. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out myself, but I know some people like swear by 5 hashtags. It's like blown up their channels and their pages, where some people are still posting 20, 30 hashtags and it works great for them. I think it really depends on your platform, and then you might want to switch it up and change. Maybe eventually it'll all get to those 5 hashtags, but just do a lot of research on your own page. So now I'm going to go into how to actually find these hashtags that work for you and what you should be doing. So you want to go into Instagram itself. I would not recommend using an app to help you find hashtags because sometimes Instagram can flag that as like bots and everything. So just don't do that. It just takes a little extra time to do it this way, but it's going to be so helpful in the long run. So what I did is I actually went into my notes on my phone and I created categories. So I have fashion categories, I have kind of my fiance and couple poses and Pinterest worthy posts and location based things. So I kind of broke them all up, and then I went into Instagram and I would go in and search daily fashion, and I would see how many posts are under each one of those hashtags, and it also gives you a couple other hashtags that are very similar, and I really try to be around that 100K. Sometimes if it's a very niche one, I would go a little bit higher, and if it's exactly what you're looking for, and then I wouldn't go lower than like 50, maybe 30K, because some of the smaller ones people aren't actively searching for, and you can definitely rank for ones that are at 100K or 200K. So I basically go through those, kind of do a little bit of research, and you can even click on the hashtag and see some of the top posts, and you can see what those posts and people are usually using for hashtags, and then you can kind of get some good inspiration that way. And then also another great way to do it is actually following people in your niche, which you should be engaging, following and commenting on their pages, but also take a look at what hashtags they're using and if it's working well for them, because sometimes you just need an idea of like the hashtags people use for especially the lifestyle niche. So just getting some ideas, that way you can do your own research on it. So then I go over back to my notes and I put whatever hashtags I find that will be good for my niche. So I try to do like 10 in each category. So that is a huge way that I can organize and keep things really simple, because I can copy and paste. And I would highly recommend to mix and match and kind of look through it and pick certain hashtags that are good. But having it this way, you already know that those are great hashtags that you can already use. So that's a really big help. So specifically, if you guys are using like 5 to 8 hashtags, I would be very picky with the hashtags you're using, because it's basically Instagram saying that they want us to not niche down, but get very specific about the video itself. So that's just something I would really recommend. You can pull and grab from your notes and just copy and paste it over. I've actually had better luck posting them in my caption, but I know a lot of people post them in their comments and they have good luck. So maybe just test it out, see what works best for you. So sometimes when I do it in the comments, I'll just do an emoji and then I'll respond to that comment with the hashtags, and you want to do that ASAP, that way it picks it up. But yeah, for Instagram, you really just want to mix it up. You don't want to use the same 5 hashtags on every single post, because Instagram will read that as a bot and it's just not going to work well. That's why I have certain categories for the niche and lifestyle that I am in. And one big tip I would recommend, you can have great hashtags, but you gotta have a great picture to go along with it, or else people are not gonna engage with the picture. I'd almost like recommend the picture to be better than the hashtags, but when you have a good picture, having hashtags obviously helps too. And also with Instagram, an extra tip is to actually basically I copy and paste my hashtags into the alt text, but I also write out a description because it is for those who can't see the picture and they need to see the text of it. So that is something that I do, but I also implement the hashtags in that as well because it's just another searchable thing that you can do. So now I want to go into TikTok specifically, and I see TikTok hashtags as completely different than Instagram ones, where Instagram you're really searching for those type of things, and like on Pinterest you're searching more. But for TikTok, I don't find that a lot of people are searching. Some people probably are, but for the most part, I see hashtags for TikTok as a way to trigger the algorithm and for TikTok to know what you're posting and for TikTok to know who to push your content out to. Just like I did with Instagram, I created a list of categories that I usually post on TikTok, so I do a little bit more of YouTube growth, outfits of the day, and just advice and lifestyle stuff. So I created my categories that way, and I went into TikTok and I found those certain hashtags. Some of the hashtags will still work from Instagram, but it's a little different, and you kind of want to do more generic ones. So you could just do like micro influencer, and you could do a couple more niche ones. I would stick to like 3 to 5 hashtags for TikTok, and then if you have a video that's just maybe like a funny video that doesn't necessarily have a niche, I would just not put a hashtag. Sometimes that does really well. I would still recommend putting hashtags on the majority of your posts and switching them up like you do with Instagram, but I definitely just see it as a way for TikTok to know what you're posting and what the people want to see. Now I want to quickly go over YouTube. I'm not going to go into a deep dive on this because one, there's so many videos about SEO and how to find the right tags for your YouTube posts, and there's so many videos about it, but if you guys need me to make one, I can definitely do that for you guys. But to find those right tags, I highly recommend using TubeBuddy. I pay $3 a month for it, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a yearly plan to get a better deal on it, but you kind of have to do your own research. It takes a little bit extra time, but it helps so much. YouTube is a search engine. It's a search engine. You go and type in something and a video pops up. It's just like Google. So it's even more important for YouTube to have that good searchable content. All right, next I want to talk about Pinterest and even Like to Know It, because they kind of go hand in hand, because often for me it's similar content. Maybe it's slightly different from you. But just like YouTube, it is such a search engine. You type in something like wedding inspo into Pinterest and all of the stuff comes up. So you really want to use a lot of keywords, not hashtags, but keywords. For this, it's slightly different. You can kind of research it on your own, but for this, I do still make those categories, and I have like a longer list, and you can just like keep writing like lifestyle outfits, just affordable outfits, outfit finds, and you kind of just want to ramble on. And then at the end, when you're kind of done with copy and pasting that over, I would add a couple extra keywords specifically about the photo or video that you're posting on Pinterest, and for Like to Know It, because Like to Know It's also a search engine trying to find the good sales and outfit finds and inspiration that way. So that's just a really big tip. Also, when you're doing these tags on Pinterest, think about what you search on Pinterest, how you search for something. Like it could be sage wedding inspo or this kind of dress, like it's going to be specific. So think about how you would type it into search, and then that's how you want to use your tags and keywords in Pinterest. So think about how someone is going to type in and then they'll see your video, if that makes sense, because it is such a search engine, like I've said. My last tip for Pinterest is people go on Pinterest often to get inspiration and to dream and to live through someone else, if that makes sense. So kind of think about that in your keywords. So you could use like aesthetic lifestyle, that girl trends, and that kind of thing, because those will search and pop up a lot more in people's feeds that way. So overall, it does take a bit of time to kind of search through each platform. So I have a note for Instagram, a note for TikTok and Pinterest and Like to Know It. and just take that little bit of extra time and it's gonna go a long way. I did not do this at the beginning, and I would just kind of type in a couple hashtags, and I'm sure some of them were way too big, I could never rank on, and it's gonna be so much more beneficial to you in the end. So then when you're posting a reel, it's gonna be so much easier for you to just grab and paste those hashtags that you know work for you. And that way you have more time, to create more content or add a couple specific hashtags for that video or the photo that you're posting. It's just gonna be so much more beneficial for you in the long run if you put in a little bit of extra research and work now. And I would very, very, very much recommend that you look at your analytics. You can look at your analytics on every single platform, so you can kind of see, oh, this post, I think it's a great photo and it just did not rank on those hashtags. So take a look at those hashtags and maybe you want to rework them. It will take some time. And then also when you go into a different niche, make sure you go research some more hashtags. Or when you think of more, you find another hashtag, add it to your list, and it's just going to be there, and it can just be a revolving list of hashtags and tags that you can use. And I really wish there was a one-stop shop for hashtags and which hashtag will help you go viral, but you need to put in the work to get to that point. And honestly, I kind of think the world rewards us for putting in that little extra effort and finding the right hashtags to help our posts get seen and get more reach. And as these social media platforms evolve and new things and new updates are happening, I'm definitely going to be posting on my TikTok like updates or trends that I have found that help, like with Instagram Reels, or even these hashtags. If things change or if I found something that works better, I will definitely update you guys more on TikTok, because I also do a lot of social media tips there as well. But I really hope this helped you guys to figure out what kind of hashtags you can use and how you can find your own hashtags. And if you guys have any more questions or other videos that you want to see, be sure to comment them down below, because I'm going to be doing a little mini series on how to grow on these social media platforms as a lifestyle niche, because it's such a saturated niche that it can be very hard to grow in. So you got to put in that extra work. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all my socials are at ALISHA J Henderson. So be sure to follow me there as well, and I can see your guys' content and see your guys' growth as well. But for now, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.